Oh, the king himself, Brian Rosser.
The king himself.
I don't know, man. I'm just gonna go into it that way. So, how you doing, man? Long time no see.
Dude, it's been a minute.
Yeah.
Doing good.
Because I gotta say, I mean, the last time I remember seeing you, it was about over 10 years ago.
Yeah, dude, for real. It's been a while.
Yeah. Still playing guitar, I see.
Yeah, trying to.
Yeah. Trying to. You're really good, man. That video you sent me was pretty dope. I haven't been into it myself for a few years.
Oh man, that's disappointing.
No. I mean, I'll still play. There's a couple, like acoustic and electric, at my studio, but for the most part, I really don't go in and go crazy anymore with it. Still able to do most of the stuff I did back then, just a bit more slow. Like I feel like an old man. We were talking about age.
Oh yeah.
Whoo, slow.
Yeah.
Or like
you
feel the depth a little bit. You know, the creaks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely understand that.
You know, but now you're more into politics, it seems, more than
Yeah.
music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I stir up some shit.
Yeah. Now, why is that? Because you ran for local office.
I ran for state office.
State office. See,
Yeah.
I'm even
Georgia House of Representatives.
What made you go for that?
That's a long story.
Let's hear it.
But,
We're in a podcast.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I think the silver lining with people like me, I'm a lefty. The silver lining with Trump being elected is activism. There's it's pretty wild. There are constantly people organizing in some kind of way. So my way of organizing was, why do we never have Democrats on the ballot? If the Democrats have all the answers, you know.
You
so
mean like what you say? Why do we? But are you meaning like Georgia?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because I mean it's been a red state forever.
Yeah.
Yeah. You think it'll flip this year?
I don't know.
No.
I don't know. It's up in the air. The way it's. I don't know. It depends on if Democrats get their shit together and organize like they need to.
Yeah.
Or if they're gonna try and scrape by with buddying up to rich people who are not gonna help.
Well, that's going on now.
Oh yeah, that's the name of the game. That's how it works.
Yeah. Oh, but before we get into that, I interrupted your story. So you were talking about how you ran for state office.
Yeah, against John Meadows. He was I can't remember what committee he was on, but he was essentially the second most powerful person in the House. He was the legislative judge, jury, and executioner, decided what got a vote and what didn't. And the bill specifically that he introduced that made me want to run, I can't even remember the name. It was a House bill. I've got a shit ton of stuff on Facebook about it.
Mm-hmm.
But it was for fracking, right?
Right.
It was to create regulations where there were no regulations.
Okay.
But what it ultimately did was let them oversee their own oversight. And then,
Gotcha.
like, my home is sitting on the Conasagua, I don't know if I'm saying that right, shell bed. So, that's where you frack. If you're going to access that, you're going to want to come and frack. But, fracking kind of, makes your tap water flammable, right?
Yeah, not
So
too safe for the environment.
So the way they went about just the language in that bill really pissed me off. So I went and qualified and ran.
Wow.
But before that, I was trying to run against Tom Graves, and that didn't. The qualifying fee just to get on the ballot is like $5,000. So that
Jesus Christ
fell right on its face.
My God.
Yeah,
I didn't realize it was so expensive just to enter.
dude, it's stupid. It's pay to play, man.
So, I mean, but you ran, he was the Republican, you were the Democrat.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, I mean, you run, but what inspired you to do it? Because before, we haven't seen each other in a while. You were into, more metal, guitar. It seemed like music, for sure, but it seemed like that would be more of the route you were going. Because then I saw you did a lot of yoga, lost a lot of weight.
Oh yeah.
Right? And
yeah,
then,
man, I was shredded up for a minute, and then politics, and now I'm fat again. It's like just push the reset button on all of that. No shit.
Okay. Hey, man. Yeah, a little more sedentary, I imagine. Yeah.
Yeah, man, I had no idea what any of this stuff was. I just knew it was wrong. So
right.
Just a lot of research and learning what was what, and trying to understand how government works.
Gotcha.
so I can articulate how shitty it is.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that seems to be a pretty similar voice that most people have.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, someone argued that that's why Trump got elected.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Who do you think is going to be the Democratic nominee? I know who you're hoping for.
Oh yeah, Bernie all day.
Absolutely.
It depends on DNC fuckery.
Oh
to
man,
me. Like I don't.
they're just making the same mistakes they made last time. They're
Well,
trying to put a horse in there that they can guide and they can make sure
Oh yeah.
they cultivate the same kind of culture where lobbying is kind of the big deal.
Oh yeah. Like
Yeah.
Joe Biden went to a bunch of Wall Street executives and said nothing will fundamentally change.
I
They're
remember
like, why
seeing
the
that.
fuck should I vote for you, dude?
Yeah, he's got a lot of clout though, man.
Oh yeah.
For some reason, even after all these gaffes, he seems to be doing okay in the polls. But
He is. He definitely is.
But those polls, I feel, are pretty outdated in the way they're conducted.
Oh sure.
Yeah. Like their polling sizes are pretty small, and they're only active to registered Democratic voters. So,
Yeah.
at least for the most part, you're not even seeing where, the crossing of the aisle, how strong that is for some of these candidates. you
Yeah.
know?
I mean, I rarely get asked to contribute to anything like that. So, to polling. So, if you look into the methods, how a lot of it's done, there are little ways that they can tweak things to give someone an artificial advantage
Sure.
in their numbers, and they do it all the time. So,
Mm.
yeah, definitely take it all with a grain of salt.
Yeah. So we're recording this the day before the IO caucuses, right? I didn't know what any of that was. I thought it was just another way to vote, but it sounds like it's a bunch of town halls and everyone, like, basically your people have to be there in
Yeah.
order for them to count.
Yeah, basically.
And then you have to have, 15%
Um,
to be viable?
To be honest, I have no idea.
Oh, is that right?
about the Iowa caucuses. When it comes to each state's different way of doing elections, I don't really pay that much attention to it, and I know I should, so I should be able to speak to it. But
It's cool, man.
like what's going on in Georgia has a lot of my attention.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't even know what's going on in Georgia, though.
Oh yeah, it's a shit show.
I mean, yeah. Isn't that the way with any state?
Oh yeah, but Georgia's, we have Atlanta, so.
So what do you mean?
An international city, and how you have all your politicians mingling with business in
Sure.
very corrupt ways.
Oh, man. But, I mean, that's not going away.
Oh, it can, but not anytime soon.
No way. Sorry. Our cat is like in the litter box.
Yep.
Symbolic
really
for
feel.
politics, man. So you're hoping for Bernie to just take it. You think he'll win against Trump?
Oh, absolutely against Trump.
Yeah. Because I'm iffy, man. At first, I was all like, yes. Like in 2016, I was for him all the way. But now I don't think I am. And I mean, if he's on the ballot, I'd want to swing his way for sure, vote wise. But I just don't know if what he's proposing is really going to be fixing, in my opinion, the majority of the issues that we face, normal middle class people. Now that whole thing is slipping away. I don't know.
I hear you. So, who does have your attention?
Well, Yang for sure.
Hell yeah.
And I like Tulsi Gabbard. I can hear what she's saying. I think it makes a lot of sense, just from an economical perspective. Like, I know with Trump, he's all like, "Oh, we're flourishing," but I don't think for the most part a lot of normal America feels the same way. Like, oh, sure, we have a lot of jobs, or they say we have record low non-employment, but there's still quite a bit of stuff that's problematic.
Yeah, like 44% of all wage earners bring home $15,000 a year or less.
That's not good.
50% bring home $30,000 a year or less each year.
Mm-hmm.
People aren't doing well. 78% of people are living paycheck to paycheck. They don't.
That's a lot of people.
So
that's mainly everyone. Yeah.
Basically, yeah. So if you want to look at stocks and let that be, how you determine how well you're doing, and you don't own stocks.
I mean, yeah, that's most people.
Yeah. The stock market is not the economy. And if you're not doing well, if we're not doing well, that says something about how the economy's actually doing. The economy's doing great for rich people, but not for us.
No, not at all. I mean, I think we're all feeling it. And that's crazy, dude. I didn't realize that 78% were living paycheck to paycheck. That's wild.
Yeah. Yeah. What are you going to, you saving money at that point? No.
I mean, you can't. No. Oh, I was watching some video like being shared on Facebook, and this woman was talking to a Amazon exec, and there was something going on with the headquarters there at that city. It was somewhere out west, and she was adding up basically their minimum wage, and how a single mom, with 2 kids, how much she would make, and then try to budget out something where her 40 hours a week. Yeah. And that money did not go far.
No, it doesn't.
Not one bit. So, I mean, for me, Yang's proposal of just $1,000 a month, that's something to me that immediately would benefit everyone.
Oh, I definitely get that.
And with Bernie, I love what he's saying, about his big thing is healthcare.
Yeah.
But even though I completely agree with that, it being accessible to everyone, at any level, and you can basically see who you want to see. I think at the same time, I don't know if that fixes that could help everyone. I think even though it's a big pool of people and it definitely would help them, it would still be something that I don't think would help enough. Yeah, but
elaborate. What do you mean it wouldn't help enough?
I don't think it would help enough. I think not everyone goes to the hospital. Not everyone has to worry about that. Not saying that it's not a problem. It's definitely a problem with drug prices and accessibility in the least. But at the same time, I just don't think it helps everyone. And that's my big thing. What can help the most people? And Elizabeth Warren, I really didn't want to rally behind either, just because of her, in my mind, her record, and she flip-flops a bit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And that's hard to trust someone. And then whenever you hear...
And that is why Bernie appeals to me, because he is a broken record.
I dig it. Yeah, completely agree.
I know everything he's going to say before he says it, because he only says the same...
yeah.
Whatever. Whenever I went to go see him in Atlanta, and I knew what he was going to say, and he said the same shit I've already heard him say a million times. It was just, there he was.
Yeah. In front of you.
That's what I like about him. He doesn't flip-flop.
No, dude, I'm with you completely. And I feel it. And I'm all about, the student loans. I'm all about the healthcare. And that's one thing with politics I don't get is, do you feel that, okay, so Bernie wins. Do you think he'll be able to get what he needs to get done?
Yes.
Yeah? You think so?
Yes, I do.
You think he'll have the support? Because I imagine it'll take quite a bit of work.
Oh, in the House, in the Senate, the Democrats that are there that are already right-leaning, he's already, his words not mine. He said he will just support a primary challenger in their state.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay.
Like if we're doing healthcare, and if you're not going to help, you're gone.
Yeah.
I like that about him.
I dig it. So who's your second choice?
Probably Yang.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, damn. That's dope.
It was Warren, but then, that whole spectacle they tried to, it was a bunch of mess.
Dude, that was drama.
Yeah, that was...
you called me a liar on national TV.
Like the moderators only ever ask, like Yang or Bernie or Tulsi, the more anti-establishment question, or... candidates, the same questions over and over, right?
Yeah.
But at that one, like what? So why is Bernie wrong? They just asked the next.
That was funny. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, come on. Yeah. Like at least try to hide your bias, right?
Blatant, man. And then with Bloomberg, basically them changing the threshold for him, not changing it so that we can have more diversity on the stage, like Cory Booker and more Tulsi Gabbard. But when Bloomberg gives that money, that's all that matters, bro.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Yeah. It's not even, everybody sees it.
But why are they so why? It's not even subtle.
Yeah, and then like half of your posturing then means nothing at that point. If you don't even believe your own bullshit,
Yeah.
who's
Yeah.
gonna listen to you?
Mm. Damn, dude. So I mean, is your life all about politics now?
Yeah, and I hate it. It's
What? Then why do you? Because you're so active on Facebook, man.
I don't know. I just feel like I have to be. I don't know why. Like I just feel like that's why I'm here. But I just wanted to play guitar, man.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So if you had your druthers, you'd just be a musician.
Yeah, but I got obsessed with this shit.
Yeah.
Like instantly, as soon as pretty much as soon as I heard what was being said prior to Trump getting elected, everything different that was coming out of the media, I really started paying attention, and now it's just consumed everything about my life.
Yeah. Wow. That's how it is, man. That's
Yeah.
how it is. And it makes sense because it's so much a part of what we are as a society. It's crazy. Like, I think that's the big thing with Trump that is the downer for me. He's done a lot of bullshit for sure. But at the same time, Hillary Clinton said something in like the last debate that resonated with me. And I thought she would win because of what she said. And it was basically, what direction do you want the country to go to?
Yeah.
Do you want it to be something that's a little more cynical or something that's more positive? And I'm paraphrasing, but that was the gist of it. And apparently the American people spoke, bro. They wanted to burn it down.
Yeah, dude.
I think it's going to happen again, man. I think he'll get another 4 years.
That is a very real possibility.
Yeah.
That could happen.
Especially if Bernie or Progressive isn't the nominee.
Yeah, but like Hillary Clinton beat him by 3 million votes.
You're talking about the popular vote.
Yeah. But what it boils down to is, what does the Electoral College want to do? We don't vote on what they're going to do. There are some states passing that as a, House resolutions and whatnot for their state to do that. But I mean, with Bernie, for example, he won, I think in Minnesota, 61% of the vote in Minnesota. And one of the delegates gave her vote to, but this is, in inter-democratic party. But it's basically like the same way that you have the Electoral College mingling with things.
Yeah.
But gave her delegate vote to Clinton, right?
Right.
And then you see that he's not playing he's not going for the popular vote. He's going to go for what got him there in the first place. He's going to go
sure.
So voting is losing its meaning more and more. That's a problem.
Yeah, that's interesting stuff, man. It's going to be a whole thing. I can't wait to check it out. So, I mean, obviously healthcare is a big one for you.
Yeah.
What other stuff is bothering you from an issue perspective? Like, do you care about foreign policy as much?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it.
Oh, yeah?
Like, you pick a topic, I will
Oh, yeah?
go off on it.
I don't know. I mean, again, for me, it's culture. So, like, I get way more riled up when, I think the last podcast where I was talking about the trans movement, and we talked about a bit of that, and, how on Twitter I got into a whole thing, and it was crazy. Don't mess with, but I feel like it's not just the trans, it's the LGBTQ or like any movement really. You're going to have positives with the messaging, but then you're going to have radicals kind of like tie on. They can be a part of this community. And I think like with the protests in where is it? Seattle. That's a big thing. Antifa, domestic terrorism. That's the kind of stuff that interests me. Because from what I understand, Seattle's mayor or whoever's in charge there is just letting it happen. These guys come in and, have masks and then bring weapons and they fuck shit up. They've attacked reporters and all this just because, he was gay and stuff like that. So,
yeah, I mean, I've seen, I've seen shit come from Antifa. I've seen shit come from Proud Boys. There's a lot of it. But people are wanting to get violent.
Yeah.
Do you know what the Proud Boys are?
I don't.
Oh, yeah, they're like what's that cat's name? Can't remember the dude's name. It'll come to me in a minute. It's a Canadian guy helped start Vice News. He started a gang. And it's basically Western male chauvinists, But it's like
Western male
that's what he
chauvinist.
that's what he calls it. And
Wait,
they
so
just beat the shit out of people. And like they're that guy's nuts. Gavin McInnes, you know him?
His name sounds familiar, but no, I'm not familiar.
Yeah. So from a leftist perspective, what I'm looking at is, holy shit, Proud Boys. And so then, and I hear a lot about Antifa. I don't think they're all, the best actors at all. But I don't believe in violence. I believe in counterpunching. I don't believe in violence, like initiating violence. But you know who Chris Hedges is? He used to be a war correspondent for, I think it was the New York Times. And now he's got a show on RT, so everybody kind of hates his guts now because Russia, right? But, he's a very smart guy. He wrote a lot of books. And, shit, I lost my train of thought.
Dude, that happens. With that. No, you're good. I haven't read too much. I've been trying to get more into reading, man. It's a whole thing. You read a lot?
No. No.
Well, at least we got that in common.
Yeah.
Well, damn.
But I watch a shit ton of like what you're doing.
How do you mean?
Like, I do watch the news every day.
Yeah.
Religiously.
I get a lot of that from Twitter. Just like, because especially with, what's it called? Just shit that happens every day. I saw it on Twitter. Like I remember when TMZ broke the fucking Kobe Bryant story, and it was like 30 seconds. They just posted. I was like, what? They crashed their own site because everyone was clicking, I guess, trying to figure that shit out. It was a crazy day.
Yeah, that was rough.
And that wasn't even that long ago. I love the memes, how they're saying, January has been the longest year ever.
Yeah, it has. It's been crazy. It's been ridiculous.
How's your year been so far?
Mixed bag.
Oh?
Mixed bag. Yeah. So, good things, take the good with the bad.
Yeah. Well, I understand, man. It can be tough. But, you got any projects working? Are you a part of a band, or are you just more solo?
No, I just play guitar. If someone's like, hey, I don't have a guitar, so I go play on a record with them or something.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You just help them out recording-wise?
Yeah, and composition and.
Okay.
Not so much composition, more like producing.
Okay. So how do you mean, like helping them tweak things?
Yeah, like
here and there.
So usually people will bring me a song or something or a set of songs, and because I've got a little home studio, and I'll listen to it, critique it, and then if they're fine with me cutting it up and gutting it and doing what I want to do with it.
There you go. That's dope.
And then we go record it in Atlanta.
Oh wow! Well, like where do you record in Atlanta?
EOA.
Yeah, I haven't been there. EOA.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was an intern at Doppler for a while, and then I think about a year.
Where's that?
It's off of Cheshire Bridge, if I remember correctly, and near Lenox. I did a couple of things over there. I was an acoustic, and they're more of a VO and mixing for ads.
Yeah.
And then Doppler, they recorded everyone from what I understand back in the 70s. And then I think the guy, Bill Quinn, who owned it, then sold it recently, the past couple of years. And they have a new owner now. I don't know if it's even called Doppler anymore. But when I was there, like Morgan Freeman stopped by, Terrence Howard. They were doing a lot of commentary. I even met, what's his name? I think, it was Nelly. Yeah, he's a big guy, dude. He was intimidating. I remember I was super stoned, and it was like late at night, 2:00 in the morning, and I was like messing with a Rubik's Cube and playing PlayStation Vita. And he walked out with his posse, and he was drunk or something, and he saw me messing with the Rubik's Cube, and he's like, man, no one can solve that. And I had said, because I was just so stoned, I said something apparently that they all just bursted laughing at and walked out. And I was like, well, that just happened.
Hell yeah.
It was weird, dude. And then Busta Rhymes stopped in before they left, and he's also a big guy. It's weird, man, meeting celebrities in real life. It's almost like they look a bit different, or I don't know. You said you saw Bernie. You felt the same way when you saw him? It's like, oh, well, shit, he's a guy. There he is.
Yeah, it's cool. Like, I get what you mean, but it's like I don't know. Like, oh, that person exists in physical space, and like, I'm
Right.
actually close to them. So
What?
that's cool. That
It's
person's apparently important.
Apparently, yeah. Yeah. It's weird, man. It's very strange. Will you do any
Yeah.
content at all?
What do you mean?
Well, like you sent me that video. Like, do you post that video on like YouTube or Facebook or something like that? Because it
Oh
sounds.
no, just on social media.
Oh yeah.
I want to do something, but politics.
Well, like, I mean, you could do both.
Yeah,
You can
I
riff
mean,
on politics. Oh, there you go. There's the name.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting, man. I'd say go for it. I love it.
Yeah, I want to. I kind of want to do some cover music, but like
Oh.
do like a what's that guy Leo something?
Mm.
He's got a YouTube channel and he does covers.
Yeah.
But
All he does is covers.
yeah, but he does everything like, ballsy hard rock or metal.
Ah. Okay.
But he
Yeah.
does a really great job, like putting a twist on that. Like, what if this band covered this song?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
There's one vocal guy who's already doing that though. I can't remember his name either. Terrible with names, but
I'm better with faces.
Yeah.
I'll remember a face, but names I'm just the worst at. Which really sucks because like when I first moved here to Atlanta, dude, and just trying to get work because I went to the Art Institute and did audio production and did video work there. And as I was going around, you meet a lot of people, but names just don't stick, at least with me.
Yeah,
So I'm like,
hear you.
hey, you must be the same trying to run for
Oh, yeah.
office.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it takes me I have very limited RAM, so it's gonna take me a while to actually learn people's names.
Yeah. Damn, man. So you help out people with their music. I remember when I first met you, man. You were right. It was like at a church. Is that right?
Yeah, yeah.
Dude,
We went to World Harvest.
a World Harvest. No way. That's the big one,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, and you were like shredding,
What was wrong with me?
dude. Everything was right with you.
No.
It's like walking around with a strap. At
Oh,
all times,
Lord,
like
I
up
remember.
here, but just arpeggios.
Yeah, I remember that too. Yeah. Nah, man. I felt like you were always faster, cleaner, and I was trying to listen. And you were the reason why I got into arpeggios because I think for me that was really new, and that was before I went to do some jazz lessons and stuff like that. But it's crazy, man. And you're into metal, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I have
More.
a very big range of stuff I listen to, but
Okay.
metal.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
Dope. I still like it. I like anything now. Like I know you'll hate me for it. I like pop or rap or now lately I've been doing like J-pop or K-pop.
J-pop and K-pop.
Just because it's so different the way they write shit.
Oh yeah.
I admire so much about just production in general, and people putting together new, unique, different ideas and twists on things. And I think during college, I got into this band called Maximum the Hormone. You know them?
Oh yeah.
Dude.
I've got a friend that really likes them.
I love them, and that got me into just more music from that part of the world, and that just led to pop. And
Yeah.
I love it. Super polished too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But I need to get more raw, man. Like I miss, just some. What was their name? They did Colors. That.
Between the Beard and Me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Are they still playing? Do you know?
I'm pretty sure they are.
Dude, I want some of that because that was crazy.
Yeah, they put out an album. They put out albums very often. They have so much content.
Oh my
So
god.
much stuff.
Well, who are you into now?
Periphery. They are the chosen ones. Those guys are badass.
Mm.
You know who they are?
Mm-mm.
It's John Petrucci's nephew is one of the guitar players.
Oh
His
shit.
name's Jake Bowen, and it's just a. What do you think of Gent? Gent. DJENT. Gent.
Mm-mm. I don't know who that is.
Oh, it's like a style.
I don't even know. That's a style of music? What the hell is gent?
Do you know Meshuggah?
No.
You don't know Meshuggah?
No, man. Do me a favor.
Oh my god.
What kind of music is this? I don't even
Gent.
know. What instruments are in it?
7 or 8 string guitars.
Oh.
Now you got
I got it. Really
Yeah.
exotic stuff.
it. Yes.
Weird instruments.
Periphery. Check them out.
Okay.
Those guys are insane.
Oh my god, dude! I haven't even been in that game in so long. I need to get back in it. I've just been so much in video for the past few years, and video games too. Trying to get in it, that is tough. Tough stuff. You play a lot? Or you play anything?
Not much.
Not much. Were you ever a gamer?
Oh, you said. Oh, man, sorry.
No,
Yes.
you're good. What did
Yes,
you think I was talking about?
I thought we were back on guitar. Dude. Yeah, I'm a gamer. Definitely a gamer.
What do you play?
Dude, right now I'm hung up on Pokemon just 'cause
Oh my god!
like it's part of
On Sword and Shield?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I couldn't get into it, man. I beat Sword, and I don't know what it was like by the end of it. Like it teetered, so I went in not wanting to like it, and I ended up really liking it for about 5 to 10 hours, and then the last stretch of it, I was just like, why am I even doing this?
Dude, because ranked battles.
Are you talking about
thing.
online?
Yes.
Does that play well? Because I figured it would just be, well, I'm 10 levels ahead of you anyway, so you're dead.
Everybody's level 50.
Oh, that's the top.
Yep. You have a cap.
Oh, okay.
There's a lot of math. It gets crazy.
Oh my god, I can't get into it, man. I want to, believe me, because I'm so nostalgia driven, especially with Pokemon. But this last game just burned me. It was so shallow. I think.
Yeah.
Just me personally.
I mean, I get it. I get
Yeah.
it. I'm like, Hop, shut up, dude. Shut up. Just
Right.
let me go to town, dude.
Yeah.
Look at this fucking badge.
Yeah, and it happened a lot in the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty common with Pokemon games. The tutorials are a bit long. You play anything else?
I'm a shooter guy. I like first-person shooters.
Okay, some like Call of Duty.
Yeah, Call of Duty, Far Cry.
Oh man, I love Far Cry.
Oh hell yeah, dude.
Dude, I am all about that shit. I
Yeah.
was like every time they did put one out, since 3, I
Yeah.
was in it.
Yeah,
then
same.
Yeah. It's just so fluid. It feels so good.
Yeah.
Like they're the only, in my opinion, the first person shooter that like you feel the way they run in the controller.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just so
I
good.
got you, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know whenever there's a new Far Cry game, it's going to be the same game. You're just going to have a new map and like
Right.
new terrain to shoot people from.
Yeah.
I understand that, but Far Cry is just fantastic.
Yeah. I really
Such
hope,
a good game.
dude. I hope they put them on Switch. I would love that.
That would be great.
Yeah, there's rumors out there for BioShock on Switch, the trilogy, the collection.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
I think in March or April or something like that. It's a good year for games, man. Cyberpunk's coming out. You gonna play that?
Yeah, probably.
I mean, that's first person. I'll be right down your alley.
Hell yeah.
I have
Dude,
to.
so you're an advertising guy, right? And I see you got the Rick and Morty sticker.
Yes,
Um,
I'm that guy.
there's a game made by the folks who make Rick and Morty called Trover Saves the Universe. Have you seen that?
Yeah, I
Have
haven't
you
played
seen
it
that
though.
ad for that?
No.
That's the only ad that I've ever watched. I'm like, okay, take my money now.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take it now because it's just T-Pain singing about how much he loves that game,
Really?
and it's great. And he's just like in this dude's eyes. You know what I mean?
God, dude. I gotta play it, man. I was waiting for them to put it on the Quest because I got the Quest and I want to play it in the VR. But now you're talking about it, and
Yeah, T-Pain sings about it. You should check that out.
I'm so much on the Switch, dude. Like, if I have the chance, I'll play it there. And they have it on Switch. The Trevor,
Yeah,
what is it called?
yeah.
Saves the Universe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I've got it on.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Feels good?
Oh yeah.
It's a first person? Is that right?
Yes and no.
Yes and
You'll
no.
see it both at the same time.
Dope.
It's strange.
I'm all about strange, man. Especially in games and in movies. You a big movie guy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
more like TV shows and whatnot.
Oh, what do you watch?
Rick and Morty.
Oh, my God. Let's just talk. Dude, I love that show, by the
Yeah.
way. I haven't seen the new season, though. None of it.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, I've been waiting because they said they are on a break right now.
Yeah, I don't know. They only gave us like 6 episodes, so
6
like
only.
screw them for that. But it's great.
Yeah, I don't mind it. I can wait. They already have like okay for what 9 more seasons or something
Oh,
like
yeah.
that. Jesus Christ, man, it's gonna be hopefully not be too saturated. They think hopefully they'll like take 20 years to make those 9 seasons.
So that show, I can just watch it. Like even if I've seen it, like I know it word for word. I can just have it in the background.
Yeah,
Love it.
yeah.
How about Always Sunny?
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah. Binged that recently, and
Good.
such a good show.
Yeah.
I love the writing. It's so good. And I love Danny DeVito, too. I mean, you can't beat that
He's
guy.
a national treasure.
He is. He should have played Sonic. They've petitioned to have him do Sonic, and
That would be great.
I would have, dude. I mean, just think about have you seen the way he looks now?
Yeah.
All right, so think about him like that, but with just Danny DeVito. The memes.
Oh yeah.
I would do it for the memes. And Jim Carrey. I want to see that movie. I think it may be pretty good, entertaining at least. But man, I don't know. We'll see.
Well, they listen to their base, right? Their consumer base. Like we want folks to fix, or they wanted them to fix Sonic, so they fixed Sonic, right?
Yeah, from what I understand, it was the director that made that push. Thank God. 'Cause it looked so bad.
It did look bad.
Oh, what a weird year it was last year. Jesus. Well, it's going to be an even stranger one this year, man. 2020.
Man.
You said you're 30 now.
Yeah.
And I'm turning 30 in June. I'm not feeling it so bad. You know?
Yeah, you jog.
Huh?
You go for a run every morning, right?
You don't do like yoga or anything? Because I thought you were like in that every day.
Oh, I was.
Uh-huh.
I was. Not now.
No? Just because of politics.
Yeah, that and like when I work with the union, I have to get up at 5 in the morning and get the hell out.
That's right. You're in the film.
Yeah, IATSE.
Right. So what do you do directly?
Carpenter with the union. So like
No
putting up
way.
cross bracing or like working a chop saw or
Wow.
drill this in here.
Yeah. So like from the construction point of view,
Yes.
that's so crazy. Is that easy to get into? Hard? I imagine it was hard because I remember you mentioning it on Facebook a bit. Yeah.
I don't know. Like it just kind of. I was a delivery driver, and I couldn't find a job anywhere. And one of my friends was in the union. He called me like, "Hey, what are you doing for work? You want to go work at Tyler Perry Studios?" And then I quit my job
That day, yeah.
Yeah. Well, in like a week, and then went to do that. So I don't know. I just lucked out.
That's who you know in the
Yeah.
industry for sure. So he was a carpenter.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's a little bit of everything.
Yeah. Were you ever a carpenter, or is this something that you learned specifically for this job?
I mean, you don't need to know much.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's some advanced carpentry going on, with some of the other folks, but mostly the grunts just have to, put up cross bracing, make sure everything's level.
Wow.
So I mean, yeah, it gets tedious, but it's not if you've used tools, and
Sure.
can take directions, it's pretty easy.
Okay. Because that's pretty dope. I remember you saying that you on Facebook that you got into that, and that's awesome. That's so cool.
Yeah, I've learned so much since I started doing that. Just about, a lot about carpentry.
Yeah.
But it's how a big production comes together. A lot of that stuff isn't how you think it would. You know what I mean? Have you worked on anything like that?
It just depends. Like I've done a couple independent films.
Heck yeah.
A lot of shorts. But I think I put stuff on myself, but nothing too crazy. I think the biggest thing I did was like an independent film, and my friend Arjun, because he was union for the audio, and he got me on there to help him like be his assistant or whatever. And I think that was one of the bigger ones because they had multiple really nice locations and everything like that. But that's the extent. For the most part, I've just been putting it together for myself or helping others, do their thing. Now though, I'm in advertising, and I gotta tell you, I don't like it.
Dude, I try to keep ads out of my life as much as possible.
It's a slog, man. I guess my big issue with that is just I think it's just the type of person I am. Just I prefer doing things for myself, or helping others do things on a more face-to-face basis. But when it comes to I guess corporate work, I just see it as being repetitious. Nothing too crazy. Sometimes I feel like you're just flipping patties, dude. You're just shooting this. You're again and again and again. Complacent. So that's my big thing with it. But hey, I mean, at least it's doing something video wise, which is something.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
I have a lot of friends that in Atlanta, you know, a lot of audio guys, a lot of video guys. But now that I'm getting back into helping people do more of their own productions, like I met this photographer, and I love how entrepreneurial all these guys tend to be.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, they'll build their own businesses. So she does like boudoir, and that's her thing. That's her business.
I don't know what that is.
It's basically, you know, couples or I think, you know, single people go in there and they want to take sexy lingerie pictures of
Gotcha.
themselves, you know, or for their significant others. That's what she does for work. I'd love to get her on this podcast because it's so interesting. You know, like that's what she does for a living.
That's interesting.
It's crazy, right? You know, and she helps people with their, you know, body image. And whenever we talked with her, we were helping uh, them with a short, and she seemed to be really into the psychology of it, which I thought was interesting. More so than it being, you know, sexy, you know, like more on how people feel. I thought that was pretty cool.
That's interesting.
Yeah, yeah. My audio friend, he was doing something where like he was building a sound library, but it was very specific and very niche, you know, very atmospheric and stuff like that. So I don't know how he's been with that, but it's just so cool. So cool. So you thinking about sticking with the union for a while? Like, what are your ultimate goals there?
Oh, to learn what I can, and then there's a seems to me, and this is just a, you know, I don't know much about it yet, but or to, you know, to confirm it or not, but it seems to me like the people who are able to turn stagehand work into a career are the people who are in multiple unions. So they'll be you know, I have a lot of people that I work with that are in the 927, and then they, you know, or with the 479, and the 479 works on really big stuff.
Yeah,
And
that's for crew.
it's it's like
I have some friends that are into that.
like they were working on Stranger Things, you know.
Right.
I want to do that.
Oh,
That would be
okay.
cool.
So, like, what position do you see yourself leaning toward?
I just want I like building stuff. So
Oh,
carpentry,
okay.
just
Oh, I
or,
see.
I mean, if
see.
I, you know, if I'm able to, you know, get worked in with audio, like I've done a couple audio gigs, but you know,
Is that right?
I'm still the new guy.
Okay. So, like, how audio gigs? You meaning with like production with
Oh, yeah,
narrative
well, that
stuff,
one
or
was
with music?
I think that one was theater. I think that was cool. I think that was at the Sandy Springs Performing Arts Center.
Okay.
No, City Springs. Can't remember. It wasn't Billy Elliot. It was the one after that.
Uh huh.
But
So it was like, okay, and that was theater.
Yeah.
Damn, dude, how was that?
Just putting together big props and.
Oh, I
You know,
thought you
it's
meant
just
you.
been-
No, I thought you meant you. You
Oh
meant
yeah,
audio.
no, for that, yeah, that was just that was dealing with some basically had to put together a big rack unit from scratch to get everything to work with their microphones,
Gotcha.
and just a bunch of tedious, you know, plug and play. You know what I mean?
Ah, yeah, yeah. It can get weird, man. Like the
Oh, yeah.
setups for the audio rigs can sometimes get crazy.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, but I was never really into live production so much. I mean, now obviously it's a different story, but again, for my own thing. But I lean more toward video.
Yeah.
Definitely, I graduated with the audio production under my belt, but at the same time, it's easier to sell video. I feel, you know, audio is like, oh, it's just supposed to sound good, and it's tough to be like, well, this is how much it costs to make it sound good,
Yeah.
and you know, the equipment's mad expensive too. You know.
Yeah. Oh yeah, your setup. None of that looks cheap.
Oh, no, not so much. But I think this is still pretty prosumer, you know. I'd love to get into like Black Magic and stuff like that. Like that's the switcher. That's Black Magic. But like I'd like to get a rig or multiple that are just like, dude, they sell them now for $2,500. It sounds like a lot, but for what you get, it's crazy. It's all 6K. It's nuts. It just looks so good. And again, so cheap because each one of these are the Sony cameras, and they vary from like 19 to 2,500. But I don't know. There's something special about that Black Magic, man. Like the noise looks like film grain, and
Oh,
like
wow.
yeah, and then the depth of it, it's crazy stuff, man. is wild. Yeah.
Yeah, I can tell that's what you do for a living.
I mean, you'd be surprised. We don't shoot too much. For the most part, I do a lot of editing, and that's a whole thing too. But yeah, man, I enjoy doing narrative stuff a bit more. I think because I went to the Art Institute in order to do music production or be a studio musician and just try to lean that way. But I found like it was tough for these guys to get work and stay busy. That was the common thing that I've noticed. And then I had a guy do a video, and everyone was going crazy about it. And I was like, I can do that. That's not hard. And that's how I got into it. And then helping other people with doing their work. It's a good way to make money. But yeah, man. Long story short, now I'm just doing advertising here as a video director. And yeah. There you go. Easy peasy, right? But that's just so wild that we both came from Calhoun, and now we're both in the entertainment industry. Yeah, that's crazy. Anyone else we know? Like, do you keep up with anyone from like school and stuff like that?
Not really. You remember Dusty Jones?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's still my best friend. Like that's my roommate. You know.
Oh, okay. He lives with you.
Yeah.
Oh, dope.
He's not gonna. I don't know if he's gonna pursue a career in it, but he's like next level with live audio.
Is he?
Insane.
Dude.
His ear just works different than everyone else's.
Really?
It's wild.
Does he do that for a living now?
No, he's working in a dish pit.
But dude, I mean, there's a call and a need for that kind of work. Does he have equipment for himself?
Oh yeah, he's good at it.
So he's got, well, why doesn't he go work?
I don't know, man.
Like, what kind of stuff does he lean towards? Like recording live events?
Not really recording, just running the sound.
Oh, okay. There's just an audio mixer then.
Yeah.
Dope.
Like building tones and whatnot on and setting your parameters for VSTs and whatnot.
Is that right?
If you are recording, you know what I mean?
Wow.
Especially with guitar and bass, like he like if your tone sounds bad, just he already knows. He already knows exactly what it is.
That's good for him, man. Did he go to school for it? Or did he just get into it through just curiosity?
Yeah, I didn't go to school specifically for that, but
that's good that he's doing well, man. I haven't seen him since I think we last saw each other. I don't even remember the last time we saw each other. Yeah. I'm sure that's some kind of band thing.
Probably.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah. Well, what happened to the last band you were in?
Sovereignty?
I think so.
Well, those guys were like, here's our songs, can you play guitar on it? So I played guitar on it, and then that was the last thing I did.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So not really into the live performing so much anymore.
Oh, I would love to be, but finding people who play metal is hard.
Yeah.
Or people who are just fine with ripping off Tool, and
Sure.
and like you're not gonna feel bad about it.
Yeah. I love Tool, man. Oh man.
Absolutely.
Is there any band like that now?
What do you mean like that?
That plays music like Tool?
No, Tool's very distinct. I know Carnival, spelled with two O's, is apparently pretty close, but I didn't get into them too much because I don't know. I feel like if they're gonna rip off Tool, they need to be more brazen about it. You know what I mean?
You got to rip off Tool this way.
Yeah, if you're gonna do it, do it.
Yeah. So I mean, you still go to church? Do a lot of that?
No.
No? Because that's how we met.
Yeah. No.
Well, what happened there? Was it because of the style of it or something that got you in there? Because I honestly did it just so I could play guitar. I'll be for real.
Yeah, I did it so I could play guitar.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It was a good way to get practicing.
Well, I mean, I didn't have anything to do. I was stuck at the house, I could go over there and play guitar. Sure. As a kid. But yeah.
Oh, now we're still kids, man.
Sure. Okay. Yeah.
You don't feel like it?
Hell no, man.
I think I feel like it, man. I feel like I'm just as retarded. Still make shitty decisions.
Oh yeah, no, I got that. That's a lifestyle. That's a hobby.
Oh right. Didn't warn us so much about getting older though.
No.
Yeah. Kind of got the shit into the stick.
So what's your take on religion?
What my take on it?
Yeah.
They're all cults. I'm just kidding. I don't know, man.
Are you kidding?
Huh? maybe not. I don't know. I'm a little tipsy in the head, but at the same time, I think it's good and bad. You know,
Yep.
it's good because I think community is a lifesaver for most, but at the same time, I feel for me personally, I don't know. I don't know if I buy it, bro. I don't know. Yeah, because my mom passed away like 3.5 years, almost 4 years ago, and growing up in that culture, they were like, they're in the better place. You'll feel them and all this. And I remember getting raised. My dad was a pastor, and so and that's how I got into church. And then even though I only played play guitar whenever we knew each other, you still kind of get sucked into it a little bit. At least I did. And you're like, oh, okay, so this kind of makes sense. And I don't know, after she passed away, I didn't feel shit. I'm like, this is bullshit, man. It's just something that people cling on to help them get through whatever it is they want to get through. And I don't blame anyone for doing that at all. Any religion. But me personally, I wouldn't be able to put it in the words. Like, I think there is something out there. Sure. Do they intervene? No.
Yeah.
Is it a thing or is it a state of being? It could be either or. I like to think of like things with a movie kind of lens. And sometimes I make decisions that way. But like I like repetition or, cycles. I think we live our life in cycles quite a bit.
Well, definitely.
And I mean, who's to say it's not the same way after we go? It's like reincarnation. I mean, I don't know. Maybe we come back as a different person. Maybe that's why we get deja vu or something like that.
Yeah.
Live the same events.
Well, eventually, everything will eventually turn to dust again, right?
Yeah.
And then, compact, and then there'll be another big bang, and then, maybe
You think
can figure somewhere else.
Yeah. I'm down with that. I'm down with it. Any way to, make it so it's just like not to live so fearfully. 'Cause that's one thing I didn't like about Christianity too, is that it was always like, are you a God-fearing person? I don't want to be afraid of shit, buddy.
Yeah.
How about we just chill? How do you feel?
I feel like people have their politics mixed up with their religion, and they don't. The two aren't supposed to be interchangeable here.
Okay.
But the things that people, cling on to their political beliefs is in the same vein as their religious beliefs.
Yeah.
And they've got it all mixed up.
That's fair, man.
So I think, right now, religion can be very dangerous. But yeah, there's a lot of people doing good things through the church. Like
Yeah.
in Calhoun, the church my mom goes to, Blackwood is all, it's all old folks, but they're just nice people.
Yeah.
And they actually help folks out.
Yeah. I remember going there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You play guitar?
Maybe. I don't remember, man. I remember World Harvest, but I don't remember it because of church. I remember it because of a girl.
Yep.
I'll be for real. And that's where I met Dusty too. Yeah, man. See, that was crazy, but that's cool, man. I'm all about community and helping others, but that's one thing that bothers me too, because out here there's a lot of mega churches.
Oh yeah.
But I just feel like they're a lot for
It's
money.
not a church. That's a tax haven.
It's crazy.
That's a tax haven.
Yeah, if it was any other business, it wouldn't fly.
If you have a Starbucks in the lobby, you're not there to
fuck.
preach the good word. You're there.
Well, whoa now. Don't take away people's Starbucks, bro.
The only people Jesus hit.
Oh, is that right?
I mean, kind of, yeah.
So you don't go to church anymore?
No.
So you don't buy Christianity at all, or?
I like a lot of the things in Christianity. I hate a lot of the things in Christianity.
Fair.
But I'm agnostic at this point.
Okay.
But I'm by no means an atheist at all. But
okay.
yeah, I don't think so. When the Bible was being written for us, right? And this is a long process.
Oh yeah.
It's changed a lot, right? And these people, they don't know what we know now. You know what I mean? So like, why should I try to make sense of a lot of this just silly shit?
Sure. Well, yeah, I agree. The perspectives were radically different. what they worried about versus what we worry about is night and day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. So we should modernize it, man. Let's do it. Let's modernize the Bible. What would you change?
What would I change?
Yeah.
Oh man.
A new Testament. How about that?
Oh man.
Oh, dude. For the modern era, I don't think you would have to put something for social media there. I feel, because a lot of people lose their shit on there.
Yeah.
You on any of it besides Facebook?
I tried Twitter, and Twitter is just awful, man.
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
People get so triggered.
I just don't understand how to work Twitter.
Yeah.
I guess.
It's weird. Like, I'll say something and either no one will pay attention or too many people will pay attention. And I'm like, damn, maybe I should deactivate this account. I'm too much of a troll. It's crazy, man. I can't do it. And then, like, with Facebook, even though I love keeping up with my friends, I don't know if you feel the same way. Sometimes I just don't want to know how they think about certain things.
Yeah.
Or if they do, I don't know if I either agree with it or anything like that. I don't know. It's weird getting that side of people.
Yeah.
I do hear that, if you type something, I hear it in your voice. You get that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I've met him, yeah.
Oh, is that right? Yeah. Are you on Instagram at all?
Kind of, I think.
You think? You don't know?
I think I have a campaign one that's like.
Oh, that's right. How was it campaigning? Did you campaign for money?
What do you mean?
Well, like whenever you were running for state office, like did you have to like what the Democratic nominees are doing, where they campaign and
they have to
like
beg
donate?
for money? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what you had to do too?
Yes.
How was that? Did you have a website and?
Oh yeah, all of it.
Oh damn!
It was very. I did not enjoy that.
No.
No. Not the fundraising side of it. Going and talking to people about their politics, really like that. But the money part of it just kills.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Yeah. It seems weird anytime it comes out, and then you get these emails and they don't care. They're like, "Please give us money. We have to hit our fundraising deadline."
I like Yang. He's my number 2, but the worst thing I ever did, because I wanted him to be on the debate stage, right? So
yeah.
I donated him $1.
Oh, okay.
Just so that he had that. Help get him
past the threshold. Yeah.
Yeah. But like I gave him my email, and that's where I messed up.
Oh yeah.
Because he doesn't stop. Dude.
No. I feel the same way about Bernie, man.
He doesn't stop.
They'll just go.
I gave him my number. Now they're texting me. Like constantly.
I did feel like going to one of those events just for fun, because I remember last almost April, Yang did an event here, and it was maybe like 1,000 people there or something like that. That was the first time I ever went to a political event at all. That was pretty weird. Yeah. I recommend people getting involved though. For sure.
Me too.
Yeah. It's important to represent. But I don't know. Do you think how do you think about Biden? Because I think he'll be the nominee. Unfortunately.
I don't know that he'll be the nominee.
You don't think
they're going to
so?
try to make him the nominee.
I think that's why Bloomberg's in the race. Because from what I understand, they're going to try to make it so it goes to what's it called? They call it like a contested thing at the
Convention.
end. Yes. And then it's more like the Iowa caucuses, where like who, like a Bloomberg, can relinquish his run for it, and then all those votes can go to swing.
Right.
And
a lot of forming cliques and alliances.
Yeah, dude. And I think that's what's going to end up happening, because the DNC doesn't want a progressive. And what's the problem with these guys running third party candidacies?
Oh, there's not.
Why? I don't get it. Tulsi's like, I'm not going to run for third party. Why not?
I mean, if she did it, I would be fine with that.
I was the same way with Bernie.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think would happen if in 2016 he was like, you know what? Fuck the DNC. I'm running third party.
Oh, man. Ultimatum.
Yes.
Conundrum.
That's what I would have done. Scorched earth, dude. Even now.
I don't know, man. Might have done it.
Yeah?
But I stayed home in 2016.
You didn't vote?
Like, hell no.
Is that right? Why is
Yeah.
that?
And I feel bad about this. I have some remorse about it.
Yeah.
But I just I have my own litmus test when it comes to if I'm going to vote for somebody.
Okay.
And if you fail to earn my vote, you failed to earn my vote. And my issue is healthcare. You know that. So
right. That's your big thing.
Yeah, and Hillary Clinton said it was a pony. So
How do you
why
mean?
should
What does that mean?
oh, she called programs like this when she was discussing Bernie, said that he was offering voters a free pony. That was her word. And
okay, I see.
and she had no plan that was going to help everyone and provide a basic standard of living for everyone, so that nobody has to like die of a broken leg.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And another one of those litmus tests is you know about private prisons.
Oh yeah.
Okay, needs no explanation.
Talk about tax havens.
Yeah. A lot of she helped advance a lot of that. And she didn't. A lot of it was unwitting, But
Oh, you think?
no, well, a lot of it was because she said Citizens United happened because this group made a documentary about how terrible Hillary Clinton is, and then there was all this. There was some kind of campaign expenditure, and how that was going to be classified, and blah blah blah. Like she's easy for anyone to use in some kind of way. You know what I mean? Like she was ultimately the catalyst for it. She didn't do it herself, but she was one of the catalysts for FEC versus Citizens United.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, like she's she gets led. You know what I mean?
Right.
Very much a reactionary in the wrong ways.
Oh yeah. Try to anything to push her forward.
Yeah.
I feel.
Yeah, I don't care for her that much.
No.
So I stayed home and now I wish I hadn't. I wish I had voted.
But who would you have voted for?
Well, I would have had to vote for Clinton if I knew what I know now, and I do not like Clinton at all.
No, I don't think a lot of us do. No matter how other people or the media want to spin her spun her as a very favorable candidate, it's not the case.
Libya, man.
We came, we saw, he died.
Yeah, come on. Now there's like open air slave markets.
Oh,
Good
shit.
job. Why
Yeah,
are you
like
bragging?
you can watch that shit live on YouTube.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's horrible. So that's man.
So even knowing that, you would have still voted for her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Trump that bad?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
For me, it's the culture thing again. Like, with Obama, there's a lot of stuff that I thought he was pretty right leaning on. Him getting stuff done. But regardless, at least it was a little more positive in the air. Now it's just
Yeah, but that's the thing. When we're going nuts about all the terrible things Trump says on Twitter at 3:00 in the morning, or trying to make sense of what he said some interview, he's actually doing things. He's actually there's legislation that's making it to his desk and he's voting on it. He's doing executive orders. He's cutting regulations.
Absolutely.
He is horrible. The worst of the worst of the worst. Worst it's ever been.
My biggest problem is that he surrounds himself with, some bad people.
Yeah. Well, he's bad people.
Yeah.
But I just kind of I hate billionaires. Just because.
Oh.
So.
Do you think they should exist, Brian?
I think if they're going to exist, they should still want to be a part of the American experience. You know what I mean? And not try to engineer politics in a way that makes this their world.
That's what it is now.
No, that's absolutely what it is.
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
So.
It's so crazy because if you think about like you're an alien and you look on Earth of what's going down, you'd be like, what are these idiots doing?
These bald monkeys.
Right? They're these apes. What are they? There's enough food to feed everyone, but people are hungry.
Yeah.
Everyone can be healed, but it's, they charge an arm and a leg. They're going to go broke.
Oh.
Looking from the top, looking down, it must be crazy, man.
Yeah. I wouldn't land here.
No?
We're volatile and horrible.
Yeah, parasitic. For sure. I just watch.
Kinda.
Yeah. There's all these sci-fi stories of how like there's species that go in from planet to planet and just consume all the. We're that.
Oh man, we're Slither, dude.
Yeah. Oh, there
are.
you go.
We are.
That's James Gunn right there, man.
That's-
That's a deep cut.
That's a fantastic movie.
I love it, man. I love it.
Top 10 for sure.
Is that right?
Oh yeah.
You like a lot of horror?
Yeah.
Yeah. Me too, man. I like horror games too. You know, like Resident Evil remake last year. So dope. Did you have a chance to play it?
I've never played the Resident Evil games.
No?
No.
I recommend it, man. You like Dead Space at all?
Don't believe I played that.
Oh, damn. Bro, we got to get you on these horror games, dude. They're so good. I'm just way too in it. You're talking about politics. I'm way too, gaming and movies and stuff. I'll get really analytical about that shit. Only every couple of years I'll dive into politics.
Oh yeah.
I wonder why. 2020, man. It'll be weird.
Yeah, it will.
Yeah.
It definitely will.
Yeah. We'll see what happens.
See the worst of everybody.
Hmm?
That's what you'll see, the worst of everybody.
You think so?
Oh, for sure.
I hope that woman who yelled out no does it again this year. Whenever Clinton lost and Trump won, she was like the biggest meme. That was my favorite part. Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't think it's like Trump might be gone. Trump, he might actually lose. I don't think he's. I still think he has a significant chance of winning, but I don't think. I think the odds are more against him.
You think so?
That he'll lose. Who he'll lose to, I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, if the Democrats go for a more, pro-corporate, pro-war, I don't think it's gonna fare well for them because those are guys that are corrupt. And that's kind of why Donald Trump swept the floor with all those Republican senators, and
they're going to finish shedding their base.
Yeah.
But that base those are the people who, the activist folks, the younger folks who are, boots on, and not all, young folks. There's some older folks who are doing a lot, but that's the people who are knocking on doors, the people who are canvassing, the people who are making phone calls, the people who are making content for the internet, like making memes and stuff.
Sure.
Those people largely don't want another establishment candidate. That's how we ended up with Trump in the first place. Whenever we put up Hillary is the establishment everyone wants to rebel against. So here's this Trump, whatever you want to call him.
Mm-hmm.
That was the people's chance to flip the table, and people are going to do it again.
Yeah.
And it's up to the Democratic establishment to make sure that doesn't happen.
Yeah. We'll see what happens, man. It'll be an interesting year regardless. But hey, man, I wanted to thank you so much for stopping by again.
Yeah.
I think that's a good place to cut it, yeah?
Sure, man.
What'd you think?
Yeah, that was fun.
Pretty chill, right?
Yeah.
Nothing too crazy?
Not too bad.
Yeah, man. We'll do it again sometime.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. But all right. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll catch you next week.